Hello good people, welcome to Nestle, the new product that's been launched today. Today we've got Dr. Minga. Your insights in terms of the nutrition and the product itself that we touched on. We've got a special problem with bringing in new things in your own society, stuff that back then we didn't have. I mean, we had it, but we did not have that knowledge. What is your take on today's product and the discussions that we had?
Look, no, thank you in fact for inviting me. I think it's time to move on.
Yes.
And for me it's important the things that have to be added, which have been added on this product, and the timing is perfect. It doesn't add anything in terms of your mental capacity, yes, but it facilitates. Yes. Take for example memory.
Yes.
You want to remember something, it's stored in your memory center. And I want to say Lemana, and I'll keep on saying that high school. It's the transmission of information that is being collected from the memory center, which goes from what we call the neurons, which is the center of a particular nerve, yes, and must be transmitted to the next neuron, and it happens within, it's a fraction of a microsecond.
Okay. You've got an influence, especially when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to even be partnering with Nestle. In terms of also accountability, where do you want to see this spreading all over South Africa?
Well, I think it must go to all the provinces where there's so much of a rural life. Yes. Without excluding anyone. All the provinces, I mean, if you take Limpopo, for example, you take Eastern Cape, yes, you take Mpumalanga, these are rural provinces, which, let me put it this way, more than 60% of the populace there, it's rural.
Yes.
So you need that, and I think maybe the question to ask, as far as the government is concerned, yes, is government going to buy this kind of product and supply it, be part of the school nutrition, okay, so that a child can have at least 1 or 2 classes a day? Okay. It must be included, in my opinion. It has to be included in those kind of feeding schemes.
Yes, yeah, especially those schools.
That's right. Primary schools. You need the formative years until they finish their primary school. They have to have that. Okay. As a backup.
Well, I've got this beautiful lady there, and what is your take on this nutritious, micronutrients? I mean, because when you talk to the elders, they might not even understand those words, or how do we unpack those into the elderly?
It's simple by breaking down like the scientific language into simplicity, and making it more ethnic. So, I mean, we've done this, as a country and successfully over the past, so many years, where we've got a surge of, for example, a disease that has broken into. So if you go to your local clinics and whatnot, you'd find what you call vernacular language that is available to people. Also, it's basically just by, like I said, by maximizing what the people are doing already, and then introducing this as not something that is new, but something that has already been there. So highlighting basically, the positives and the values, the value systems that they can actually get from it.
So we live in a digital market, and not all of us, especially when I touch on the rural areas, whereby we also need them to be involved in businesses, because they can't be left behind.
Yes.
In terms of translation, or don't you think that we should also come up with our own dialects, our own languages, in terms of spreading the message out there?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways we can do that. I'll give you one simple example. If we were to package, for example, the solution, because obviously it's for the betterment of of everybody, and how we bring a solution to, we don't impose it, to the communities, but in fact include. You'd find that, for example, if just by assessing what is already currently there and how the people communicate, there is already a language that is understood culturally, age-wise, by age groups and the variations of where the people are. So, you don't come and impose it, but basically you take some of it and you include the people to be part of their own solution.
So what is that you want to see changing in terms of the nutrition in our communities?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is that not one shoe fits everybody, right? So scenario planning and strategy is usually the way to go, because you're not going in a place where there is nobody there. There's people already there. There's an ecosystem that already works. But what you want to do is you want to make the ecosystem more efficient so that more people are able to benefit, right? So that is basically what you want. So if we can have those kind of collaborations and intersections within the industries, I think that would open a lot more. I mean, solutions like in the food systems, for example, if you think about how the distribution of right now food is being sent there, the reason why the food prices are so expensive that side, is because of logistics and so forth. But if we were to implement innovative solutions which are already existing, do you understand? So we input specific industries within, and everybody just get a slice in the cake, but efficiency happens and everybody becomes more sufficient, through actual sharing.
We've got Anne-Marie, what a great launch, and we've got a new product from Nestle. In terms of accessibility, especially for those who want to be part of this business, how it's accessible to find it here?
So it will be available in all the spaza shops. So very much at grassroots level, it will be available. So I'm assuming people would be able to get it. People with their own spaza shops really just need to contact Nestle and see how they can do that, and they can contact the head office for that.
You have touched on the difference between these products and other products. What is the new products? What's the difference between the old and the new products?
Okay, so from our side, there is not an old product. This is the new product. But I think just because it's a milk blend, which makes it different from other products, is the fact that it contains some vegetable fats that is added, and also some extra whey powder that comes really from animal sources or cows. And of course, then very importantly is the Nutri-Strong, that little thing that contains all these ingredients, or the micronutrients, specifically the iron, the zinc, vitamin A, vitamin C, and calcium, in a very what's the right word now? In a quantity that makes sense in having it, and really helping to address the issues of micronutrient deficiencies in the country.